In unity with our brotherhood, the Canadian International Churches of Christ are embracing the worldwide effort to look ahead into this new decade with faith and confidence that God has many more lessons to teach us, many more souls to save, many more churches to plant, and many more towns, cities, and countries to reach with the good news of Jesus Christ. As a geographic region, the Canadian churches are joining together to create a 2020 vision, which is an effort to cast faith goals to be accomplished by the year 2020.
Nous ne prêchons pas nous-mêmes. C'est Jésus-Christ le Seigneur que nous prêchons. Et nous nous disons vos serviteurs à cause de Jésus. Car Dieu a dit, « La lumière brillera au sein des ténèbres », a fait briller la lumière dans nos cœurs pour faire resplendir la connaissance de la gloire de Dieu sur la face de Christ.
Presently, we have 12 congregations in cities from coast to coast. We are grateful for the members of each church and their willingness to be a light that shines for God's glory in their families, neighborhoods, and communities. An essential part of going forward together is the health of the already established churches. The first rallying call of the Canadian 2020 vision is for each disciple to be committed to strengthening their home church through personal devotion to God, sacrificial giving, and a life of evangelism. It is through strengthened, established congregations that God will send out workers to many more cities with the gospel. Canada is a vast country geographically, consisting of 10 provinces and 3 territories. The goal by the year 2020 is to plant churches in the 4 remaining provinces that are without congregations: Saskatchewan, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, and Labrador. Christ commands his disciples to be fishers of men. There are provinces that have a church, yet other significant cities and towns remain without an established congregation. By 2015, the Canadian churches propose to plant 6 new churches in Canada. Red Deer, Alberta, London, Ontario, Kingston, Ontario, Moncton, New Brunswick, Gatineau, Hull, Quebec, and Sherbrooke, Quebec. Through the next decade, the Canadian churches remain committed to sending financial support, spiritual resources, and teaching to congregations in Russia, as has happened for the last 20 years. The churches in Russia are located in the Ural Mountain District, specifically Ufa, Chelyabinsk, Perm, and Kurgan. As well, the churches in Quebec continue to financially contribute to congregations in Africa. New this year is a Canadian church's website, which will serve as a digital information platform for all events occurring in the Canadian Churches of Christ. There is a Who We Are section, a downloadable version of the Canadian 2020 Vision Statement, websites, and contact information for each congregation across Canada, a national Good News link, a link for foreign missions, as well as international and local women's events. There are links to Disciples Today and Hope Worldwide of Canada, and a variety of articles and resources for study. Lower on the page is a link to the Canadian School of Missions. Beginning in 2011, 25 leaders across the country will participate in a uniquely designed Canadian School of Missions, which is a 2-year course that provides classes in Old Testament, New Testament, counseling, psychology, public speaking, study of the Holy Spirit, church building, and pastoral counseling. The goal is to graduate over 100 new students by 2020. At the bottom of each page is a button entitled I am interested in being on the mission field.
j'entendis la voix du Seigneur disant, « Qui enverrai-je? Et qui marchera pour nous? » Je répondis, « Me voici, envoie-moi. »
For the churches across Canada to be strengthened and new mission churches planted in the next 10 years, every disciple has an important role to play. This year, a new initiative will be launched entitled MI3. These will be Spirit-led meetings for every disciple to prayerfully consider God's role for their life in the Canadian work. MI3 will provide opportunity to identify, inspire, and invest in those that God may be choosing to send. We hope that many will discover that the Lord intends them to become part of the strengthening work in one of the 12 existing congregations already across Canada, or through unique opportunities to see that the Father is making it clear that the mission field is calling. The link on the website will identify disciples from across Canada and around the world who may have a vital role to play in the evangelization of our great country. No matter where you live, please take time to fill out the form and indicate what mission fields interest you the most. We are confident that the Canadian 2020 vision will be blessed with unified prayer and fasting. To that end, the Canadian churches will join on the last Sunday in May annually in prayer and fasting to petition God.
Or à celui qui peut faire, par la puissance qui agit en nous, infiniment au-delà de tout ce que nous demandons ou pensons, à lui soit la gloire dans l'Église et en Jésus-Christ dans toutes les générations, au siècle des siècles. Amen.
Through God's grace, the next decade holds countless opportunities for every disciple in this country, each of us answering the call to grow in new ways, give as He has given to us, and establish churches in every province and in many new cities and towns in Canada. Let's join together in this vision, in the common ground of faith, and let's discover together the plans that God has for His church in Canada, His 2020 vision.